Imagine sitting at your desk, the glow of your current monitor straining your eyes, while somewhere in a high-security lab in Cupertino, the most significant leap in display technology for the last decade has just been finalized. For years, we've been tethered to 60 Hz refresh rates and standard LCD panels that, while beautiful, felt like they were holding back the true power of our M-Series Macs. But the wait is officially over. The 2026 Apple Studio Display 2 isn't just a slight iterative bump. It is a total reconstruction of what a professional workspace looks like. We are talking about the integration of Tandem OLED and Mini LED technologies that were once reserved only for the ultra-premium iPad Pro and the high-end Pro Display XDR. But this time, Apple is bringing that elite performance to the mainstream professional. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon for more tech updates. This new generation of displays marks a pivot point where Apple finally stops playing it safe. They've heard the cries for promotion on the desktop, and they've answered with a 120 Hz refresh rate that makes every scroll, every window drag, and every frame of video editing feel like liquid silk. When you look at the 2026 lineup, you realize that Apple isn't just selling you a screen. They're selling you the center of your creative universe, powered by a dedicated A18 silicon chip inside the monitor itself to handle complex image processing and spatial audio without even touching your Mac CPU. The jump to the Studio Display 2 and the brand new Studio Display XDR variant represents a massive shift in Apple strategy. Let's talk about the panel itself, because that is where the magic happens. The standard Studio Display 2 has moved to an advanced IPS black panel, which doubles the contrast ratio of the previous model. But the real showstopper is the Studio Display XDR with its 27-inch 5K mini LED array. This isn't your standard backlight. We are looking at over 2,000 local dimming zones. This means when you're watching a film or editing a high dynamic range sequence, the blacks are truly black, not that milky gray we've settled for in the past. The peak brightness has been pushed to a staggering 2,000 nits for HDR content, making it bright enough to be clearly visible even if you're working in a sun-drenched glass office in Manhattan. This level of brightness and contrast accuracy is vital for colorists and photographers who need to see every minute detail in the highlights and shadows. It's the kind of display that makes you realize you've been working in the dark for the last 4 years. But why now? Why did Apple wait until 2026 to give us the specs we've been dreaming of since 2022? The answer lies in the bandwidth. With the introduction of Thunderbolt 5, the pipes connecting your Mac to your display have finally gotten big enough to handle 5K resolution at 120 Hz with 10-bit color depth without any compression. Previous generations were hitting a technical ceiling, but with the 120 gigabits per second speeds of Thunderbolt 5, the Studio Display 2 can now act as a massive hub for your entire workflow. You can daisy-chain multiple 5K displays, connect high-speed RAID storage, and charge your MacBook Pro at up to 140W all through a single, slender cable. This isn't just about aesthetics. It's about a frictionless professional environment where the hardware disappears and only your work remains. For the USA audience, where the one-cable setup has become the gold standard for home offices and studios, this is the ultimate dream realized. Let's dive deeper into the hidden intelligence of this machine. Inside the sleek aluminum chassis sits an A18 chip. Now, you might wonder why a monitor needs a chip that powerful. It's not just for the webcam. Though the new 12MP ultra-wide sensor with Center Stage 2.0 is incredible, the A18 manages the computational display engine. This engine handles real-time color calibration, ensuring that every pixel is perfect regardless of the ambient lighting in your room. It powers the new Studio Surround audio system, which uses 6 speakers with force-canceling woofers to create a 3D soundstage that rivals high-end dedicated desktop speakers. But perhaps most importantly, the A18 enables a feature we've been waiting for, Desk View Pro. This uses advanced computer vision to not only show your desk from an overhead perspective, but to digitally clean the image removing your hands or clutter in real time to focus purely on the document or product you are demonstrating to a client over Zoom or FaceTime. It's these only Apple touches that make the $1,599 starting price for the base model and the $3,299 price for the XDR version feel justified for a professional who spends 10 hours a day in front of these pixels.